MegaPodTastic. Good morning, MegaPodlings. It's Krazy Joe, and guess what? It is that time of the month once again. It is time when we take a look at the latest releases from our good friends at Mill Creek Entertainment. So let's do a Mill Creek unboxing. Now, guess what? Guess what? Whenever I say Mill Creek unboxing, you guys give me a hard time and say, but Joe, that's not a box. That's an envelope. This isn't an unboxing. It's an unenveloping. Aha! Well, this time I got you. I put the envelope inside a box. So the envelope is now in the box. So now it's an unboxing. So let's unbox this. That's your thumbnail. That's your thumbnail for the video. All right, let's unbox this. Here it is. And I'll tell you, I remember several months ago, Mill Creek put out an ad showing some of their upcoming February releases. And I remember thinking, wow, they have a really strong slate of new releases in February. I don't know what, I know some of their February titles, but I don't know exactly what is going to be in here yet. Let's check it out. I have some suspicions, some ideas of what might be in here, but you never know for sure. It's, you know, they're like Schrodinger's Blu-rays until you open them up. I'm reaching, I know. Okay. Aha! Here we go. Here we go. All right. Some of these things I have not seen. Some of these things I have seen. Let's start with the big one. The complete series of the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. I've seen some of these episodes. I have not seen the whole series. I like what I've seen. I like what I've seen of this show. I was a fan of Ellie Kemper on The Office. I think this is a very funny show. And I never did see the whole thing. So I'm very curious to see how that show wraps up. So this is really cool. So that I look forward to checking that out. Okay, next we have a couple DVDs here. A couple DVDs. This one is called Restricted Area. And oh my lord, look who is in this. YouTube's own Sean C. Phillips, Cool Duder. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Cool Duder has a YouTube channel. I mean, you've probably heard of him. He's got more subs than me. But that's pretty neat. He's apparently in this movie. I've never heard of this movie. 4 blue-collar friends recently laid off from the steel mill take one last camping trip into the wilderness where they discover a backwoods cult with a cataclysmic agenda that started out as a relaxing getaway that quickly turns into a fight for survival. All right, I gotta check that out. It's one of our own YouTube personalities is in that, so we gotta show the support, right? Next we have The Girl in the Crawl Space. Again, not familiar with this. Let's check this out. After escaping from a notorious serial killer who kept her prisoner in a crawl space, Jill tries to work her way back to normal with the help of Kristen, her therapist. But when Kristen's husband, Johnny, a failing screenwriter, begins using Jill's ordeal as the basis for his new script, he unwittingly puts all their lives in jeopardy. Okay, that sounds pretty cool. We'll definitely check that out. All right, next we have... Well, there. Okay. We have, looks like a couple horror movies. I'm not familiar with either of them. Rose McGowan in Rosewood Lane, and Nathan Fillion and Katie Sackhoff in White Noise: The Light. I've seen the original White Noise, and I really like Nathan Fillion. I was a Firefly fan, and I was a Battlestar Galactica fan, so I like Katie Sackhoff. So that's pretty cool. And this is directed by Patrick Lussier, who has directed some pretty good movies like Drive Angry with Nicolas Cage, a movie I really enjoy. So that's pretty cool. All right, let's check out the cast of Rosewood Lane. We got Rose McGowan. I see Ray Wise in there. That's pretty good. All right, very cool. Thank you. Here's a couple another double feature disc with some movies I'm not familiar with, but it looks like we got some all-star casts here. Wild Child and Life Happens. Wild Child stars Emma Roberts. New girl, new school, new rules. All right. 16-year-old Poppy is an LA teen diva who does what she wants whenever she wants, but after an over-the-top prank pushes her father one step too far, she finds herself shipped off to the one place where everything will change, a British boarding school. No cell phones, designer clothes, no way. All right, very cool. That's Emma Roberts. Life Happens stars Kristen Ritter from Jessica Jones and Kate Bosworth from Superman Returns. So that's got some pretty cool people in it. Jason Biggs. All right. What's this? Life Happens. Kristen Ritter, Kate Bosworth, and Rachel Bilson star in this sharp and witty comedy about single living, friendship, and the joys of life's curveballs. When a one-night stand results in an unexpected pregnancy, things take a turn for Kim, which is Kristen Ritter, and her roommates Dina and Laura. Jumping back into the dating scene, Kim copes with single motherhood amid fears that toting a tot will be a dating buzzkill. Okay, I like the cast in that. So there we go. All right, now we are getting into one of my weaknesses, one of my favorite things that Mill Creek has been doing recently, and that is the retro VHS series. I am a huge fan of these retro VHS Blu-rays, where they're designed to look like the old covers of VHS cases, complete with little rewind stickers and stuff like that. I really like these releases. And first we've got Bruce Willis in an underrated gem, a film of his that really, really bombed out at the box office when it first came out, but I think in the years since it's gotten a cult following. People acknowledge that this is a pretty fun movie. Hudson Hawk. Catch the excitement, catch the adventure, catch the hawk. All right, I like this movie. This was a box office bomb when it opened back in 1990, was it? I think it was 1990. This did not go over well, but it's a fun movie, and it has found an audience. It's a cult hit now, so this is a cool one. Thank you. The next one, this is one I've never seen before. Certainly got some big-name cast members in it. Richard Gere and Kim Basinger in No Mercy. When passion and hatred know no limits, expect no mercy. Richard Gere and Kim Basinger sizzle in a searing action thriller of passion and murder, No Mercy. Gere stars as Eddie Gillette, a tough, uncompromising cop whose vow to avenge his partner's death draws him into a torrid affair with the only witness, the murderer's girlfriend. Basinger is the sultry Cajun beauty, Michael, caught in the war between Gere and a vicious crime lord, Losado, the man who possesses her. All right, there we go. Not familiar with that, but I will check that out. Very cool. Thank you. Now we have two that I know these. This is a legendary horror film. This is a horror film everyone's heard of. When a Stranger Calls, starring Carol Kane. Unequivocally, the most terrifying movie I've ever seen. After Dark Magazine. Terrified babysitter. An incessantly ringing phone and whispered threats set the stage for one of the most suspenseful chillers ever filmed. Carol Kane stars as the babysitter who was tormented by a series of ominous phone calls by a compulsive cop until a compulsive cop, Charles Durning, is brought to the scene to apprehend the psychotic killer. All right, this is a bit of a legendary film. We've all heard of this. You know, I think we all know the twist in this film. It's kind of famous. Every babysitter's nightmare becomes real when a stranger calls. Very cool. That's a great release. Thank you. Thank you, Mill Creek, for that. And now this one is one I got a little bit of a weak spot for. Cyndi Lauper and Jeff Goldblum in the movie Vibes. This is a movie where Jeff Goldblum and Cyndi Lauper play a pair of psychics. And, let's see, psychic Sylvia Pickle and Nick Deasy are hired by a mysterious man, Peter Falk, to find an ancient treasure in South America. As they trek through Ecuador, their supernatural skills lead them straight into danger, disaster, and romance. Yeah, I saw this in the theater back in 1988. This, Cyndi Lauper wrote a song for this movie. It wasn't on, I don't think, any of her albums, but it was on the soundtrack to this movie called Hole in My Heart That Goes All the Way to China. Does anyone remember that song? It's not on her greatest hits. I like it. It's from this movie. So there you go. I love Jeff Goldblum. I'm an 80s guy. I got a real weakness for Cyndi Lauper. So this is a very, very cool one for me. So again, our friends at Mill Creek have just knocked it out of the park. We got some great, great stuff here. So be sure and check these things out. Kimmy Schmidt's available now. You can get this now. Most of these titles are going to be available this coming Tuesday. And you'll be able to get them wherever DVDs, Blu-rays are sold. And check out the links down below. So thank you to Mill Creek. Be sure and support physical media if you love physical media, because, you know, physical media, it's sales-wise, it's not what it once was. It won't be here forever if you don't support it with your dollars. So these are all reasonably priced. Our friends at Mill Creek always keep their things reasonably priced, and they're putting out some really good releases. I personally think that February has been one of their greatest months in terms of things they've gotten out there. So show them your support. All right, everyone, keep wearing those pajamas.
Keep wearing those pajamas with the plastic feet. Keep wearing those pajamas. Tell everyone you meet. Keep wearing those pajamas with the back door flap. Keep wearing those pajamas. Don't open, it's a trap. Oh no, it's a trap. Some people call them PJs, some people call them jammies. They can come embroidered with big money and no whammies. They can have 100 tiny commander pajamas, but no matter how they look, just keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep wearing those pajamas. And now we're having fun. Keep wearing those pajamas. And now the song is done.